All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Frank Opinions. I'm Adam.
And I'm Tasker.
And Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. This week, we're jumping right into it because there's a lot to talk about as we are reviewing Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
That's right.
The rest of them don't exist. Anything after that, 3, 4, no, Home Alone, No Way Home, whatever that fifth one is, it's
What are you talking about?
all the other Home Alones.
I,
They're not real Home Alones.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Right, exactly. For all we know, Macaulay Culkin might be in the new Spider-Man.
Man, who knows?
So these are the quintessential gotta watch them Christmas movies.
For sure.
Just if you think your family's bad, you can watch this and be like, well, they never did leave me somewhere. They did always remember me. And you come to think about it, Macaulay Culkin in that movie, him and Joe Dirt had a lot of similarities. It's just his parents came back and Joe's didn't.
Yep.
They had, older siblings that were bullies. Remember, Joe had a sister. Kevin had Buzz.
Yep.
I mean, it's identical.
I mean, Joe Dirt was the modern new take on Home Alone.
No,
Years
Joe
after.
Dirt. No. Joe Dirt was the redneck version of Home Alone.
Okay.
Because let's face it, let's just start right into it. I mean, this number one starts out. It's like a family of 30 people. They're living in a mansion. Like that house, he runs through it for a full 15 minutes. Different levels, different rooms. I lost track of where he was even at one point. It's no wonder Marv and Harry was completely distraught and just got the hell beat out of him because they got lost.
True.
They didn't know how to get out. I don't know what Kevin's dad done for a living, but my damn.
That question is still unanswered.
Yeah, he paid for like 30 people to go on vacation. I can barely pay for the 3 people that's in my family. That's me, my wife, and my kid. I mean, mostly the kid's free. That's insane. So, yeah, Home Alone 1. If you haven't ever watched it, kid, Macaulay Culkin. If you don't know him, it's okay. His career died shortly after these movies.
Sadly, yep.
Yeah, just another one of those 90s
Child
actors,
stars.
man. Yeah, child star 90s actors. Just. But his family, like I said, I can't even begin to count how many there is. They're all getting together on Christmas to go. They are going on a trip. And this one, his family's packing all their stuff to go to Florida to spend vacation.
Was
it not Florida?
No, they're going to.
It's somewhere tropical. Because that's what Kevin was bitching about.
No, they were going. Was it going? They were going to Paris, weren't they? For the first one.
Damn, you got me all confused now.
Now I'm confused. Oh, this is just great.
Oh, I know. This is terrible. How in the hell did she get back then? She rode back in a box van with John Candy. I don't think you can ride in a box van across the ocean.
I see. She couldn't get a flight straight back, so she had to stop like a few different flights and then take. Oh God! Now.
I mean, Paris makes sense because the TV, they were speaking French. Speaking Paris. You got me damn. I'm all tore up.
Wait a minute. Okay. So it doesn't matter because in the second one, they're watching that same movie and they're speaking French in the movie, and the second one they're in Florida. First one they go to Paris. The second one they go to Florida.
So I got them mixed up.
You did. But
I
we're
was
good.
on 2. I was on 2.
We're good.
We're talking about 1.
we're on the track now. We're on the right track.
Jesus. I don't even know. People probably don't even take his review serious.
They probably don't.
This is bullshit.
After this, downhill. They don't even know what they're talking about.
Listen, I'll just be honest. I know 1 paved the way, but 2 is by far the funniest one. And the one, I've watched the second one. I've like wore out VHS tapes and then the DVD watching this growing up.
I mean,
me and my dad, man, we'd watch that second one over and over and over.
that second one's it's great.
But back to the first one. So he's flying his whole family out to Paris, which even solidifies the fact more that he's paying everybody to go to Paris.
Yep.
So the whole family gets together. They have a shindig. Kevin McAllister, he has a falling out with his brother Buzz. They get in an argument. He gets sent to his room. It's the typical, everybody hates me.
Well, he don't get sent to his room. He gets sent to the very top, the attic.
Yeah, that was like
'Cause
his
that's
man
where-
cave.
Well, he was staying with his cousin, Fuller, who wets the bed.
Yeah, the kid with the like Coke bottle glasses.
Yeah, and that was actually Macaulay Culkin's real life brother.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Kieran Culkin, I think his name is.
okay. Did his life spiral out of control too?
I don't think so. I think he was more just kept it down low. Really didn't do nothing after Home Alone 1 and 2.
So, yeah, so the next morning, after this whole big shindig, first part of the movie is just building it. So you can see the family, the mom, the dad, the cousins, the brothers, sisters, all his jazz, uncles, aunts. And then the next morning, they oversleep. So they're rushing to get everything put together to get in the shuttle buses or shuttle vans that are there to pick them up to take them to the airport. So it's like complete chaos.
Now, just a quick side note here. We wouldn't have gotten Home Alone if it wasn't for Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck's the reason we got it, because they wrote Home Alone specifically for Macaulay Culkin.
How did it come from Uncle Buck? If it
Because
was specifically for Macaulay
Culkin, he's in Uncle Buck.
Right.
And then John Hughes, who did Uncle Buck, and he wrote Home Alone, he wrote it for Macaulay Culkin.
No, okay.
Yeah. But anyways, Kevin wakes up, he goes downstairs, and that's when he walks around the whole huge mansion looking for his family. No signs anywhere.
Yeah, and they got in the vehicles pieced out.
Yeah, they're rushing to the airport,
Gone.
getting on the plane. That's it. They're gone.
Never once checked to make sure they had the smallest kid in their group. His uncle may have been seemed like a mean, arrogant piece of shit, but he did know where his kid was.
That's true.
Kevin's dad gave 2 shits where he was at.
Yeah, because they're on the plane and the mom's like, "Oh, wait a minute, I think I forgot something." And she's like, "Did you turn the stove off or something?" He's like, "Yeah, got that." She's like, "Did you the curling iron? Did you to unplug it?" "Yeah, I unplugged it. You're good." "The garage doors, did you close them?" "That's it. I didn't close the garage doors." And then she just gets that rude awakening of, "Kevin!"
Yeah, but the plane's already in the air.
Yeah,
going.
they're already halfway to Paris.
Yeah, and then she's just sitting there, Kevin! That's, the part that you call the most cringiest part of the movie.
Yeah, whenever he's sitting there and he realizes that because he made a
He's
wish the night before, he wants his family to disappear.
Yeah, and next morning they're going,
Yeah, and he's
and he does
excited,
everything that a typical kid would do in an 18,000 square foot mansion.
running around, screaming. Oh my! Listen, when I was younger
Listen,
and I watched the movie, I loved it. Loved the movie. I've gotten older. That kid screaming, don't care for it.
listen, I'm telling you today, if I went to sleep and I woke up in an 18,000 square foot mansion by myself and it was mine, I would run around it screaming too.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean,
I'd be like, no, 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 no.
but I don't know. It's just
He's singing like Christmas carols. He's shaving. Cause I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
and the
Like,
famous
it's iconic.
iconic scene of him putting the aftershave on.
Right. And figures out that it's not fun. But then that just leads you on to more of the story building. He goes out and gets groceries because he's a responsible child.
Yep.
Goes in there and he's like, oh, so are you here by yourself? And he's like, honestly, would I be out here buying groceries all by myself? Which that's another part where he's like, oh, hang on, I got a coupon for that.
Yeah.
But that's when the shovel guy comes. There's like,
Oh no, that's
this,
he goes over to another store, another part of this different store, getting a toothbrush, and that's when the snowman or
yeah,
snow shovel guy.
isn't he getting like it's like toothpaste or something, or yeah, he's
No,
getting.
he's getting a toothbrush because he needed a new toothbrush, and he asked the lady, "Is this the dental I can't remember what they
Yeah,
says,
something
but
like
they
yeah.
approve it.
Is
Dental
this a
approved.
dentist? Yeah. Is this toothbrush approved by 99.9% of dentists or something?
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes over there and the old man's over there that's just got this crazy homeless look to him, and he carries a snow shovel because he's always out there shoveling snow for I don't know what reason other than he's bored, and they never really address that.
Well, they have that rumor that Buzz tells him that he's a killer and he killed his whole family, and he puts them into the trash can with the salt and mixes their body. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's always got the trash can with him,
Yeah, always,
spreading salt.
yeah.
Yeah, so Buzz, which is Kevin's brother, makes up his elaborate stories about that. So Kevin automatically, when he sees him, thinks he's a serial killer. So that seems to be, haunting Kevin everywhere he goes. This guy's like everywhere. And is he a groundskeeper for the church?
No, he's just a regular guy. He went to the church. Fast forward to the ending. He went to the church to watch his granddaughter because him and his son don't talk. So, like, him going to church, he can watch, and then that's when he kind of gives a little sentimental thing to Kevin that you really want family. If you don't talk to him,
oh yeah,
you're going to miss out.
It's the moral part of the story. Yeah.
But yeah, that's all. He's just a regular guy.
Like, oh, you're not a scary guy after all. That's what he tells him, Matt.
Yeah.
I had a total misbelief of you. But at the same time that story's building, you get the story of the wet bandits.
That's too. A lot of people don't know this, and I kind of find it hard to believe because I've seen people like on TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. They never realized it was Joe Pesci as the policeman in the beginning of the movie Like he's Harry. He's the wet bandit, part of the wet bandit crew. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yep.
I've seen that and I'm just like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, ain't it? I mean, it's just that's the kind of things like I said, I didn't know that that was Kevin's brother. That was
Yeah.
his cousin in that.
Well, that
I just looked at him as just another character.
before Joe Pesci got the role of Harry, it was actually they tried to get Robert De Niro.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
I can't see it
I,
being the same.
they went for Robert De Niro and then they went for John Levitz.
Stamos?
No, not
No.
Stamos. John Levitz, I think his name was. And then finally
For
this
Marv?
No, for Harry. Before they went through like
Oh.
3 people before they finally got Joe Pesci. And that's the thing. All like when you think Joe Pesci, you think like all I think is gangster. And then you got that that one comedy movie.
Yeah, you just think Joe Pesci is just you think New York.
Yeah.
Like he's just that Bronx type guy.
Yep.
I mean, obviously these two movies is the only thing I really associate Joe Pesci with. So they're going around that really rich neighborhood in a cable van. I think it's a cable van. I think it's what it says on the side. Either that or plumbing.
I think it's plumbing.
So they're going around it scoping out houses, and when they rob them, their niche is that they turn all the water. Marv turns all the water faucets on and floods the house. So in the end, when they do get caught, the police know every house that they went and robbed or broke into because they were all flooded. It was their calling card.
And Marv makes sure that they know that we're the wet bandits.
We're the wet bandits. Make sure it's in the paper.
They're like, shut up, Marv.
So, but even back to that, they've been scoping out the McAllister's house and noticed that there's not the 80 people that's there on a usual basis. I'm sure there'd be a car lot full of vehicles out in the driveway usually with that many people.
Well, see, that's the thing too. With that morning when Macaulay Culkin runs out there to see if his family was still there, he noticed that there's 2 cars in the garage. That's it. There's only 2 cars in that whole area for the house. So those 80 people,
maybe they all took cabs there. I don't know. There's a lot of plot holes in this movie. A lot of things don't make sense. But that's not the goal of it.
No, it's family fun. That's all all you worry about.
They were literally just trying to put filler in there so he had a family. He got shit on. There were some other characters they needed to come in. The outside story is not what this is about. It's about Marv and Harry scoping out the place to rob it. And a little kid that was left at home. So the first, when he's walking home, let's get back to where we were. He was walking home from getting his groceries, and he realizes he's being tailed. There's a van following him.
That's why they almost hit him. Marv's
because he comes across a crosswalk. Yeah. And then they start tailing him back because they're realizing that there's no one there but him.
Yeah.
Then that's like, we'll come back tonight in case the place out. That's when they come back, and he's built this elaborate setup in the living room where it looks like they're throwing this big party. You got Michael Jordan cut out, stuck to a train that's driving around the house. You got the blow up clown that's dancing. He's got him dancing in the window. You got
the clown's not in it. Clown shows up in the
What's he
second one.
using to dance in the window?
He's got I don't think he has anything dancing. He's Michael Jordan's going across the windows, but he's got like where it looks like people set up.
Yeah, and he's got they got him as puppets, like they're
Yeah,
talking and
yeah,
moving their
puppets and
arms
stuff,
and
but not. Yeah, that's.
was it mannequins in?
I guess so. I can't remember now. All I remember is Michael Jordan.
Yeah, no, it's the only part I can remember because it's Michael Jordan and his, posing stance that he's famous for with holding the ball in the '90s, and it's riding around on a train set like
Yeah.
consistently during the whole scene, and that's the other thing I remember. Plus, he's got the music blaring and every light on in the house, and like I said, this place is like a castle, so
Yeah, it just.
and they pull up, and he was like, "Oh, what? They're having a party." So that deters him off for one night. That gets him out for, he's like, well, come back tomorrow night. So Kevin realizes that deterred him for one night, but I guess he just has this inkling that they're coming back.
Well, that's what
So
he hears them say, "We'll come back at 9."
and so he's like, got to be ready for war. So he rolls out the blueprints to this house that he sketched up, and he just starts building just an absolute array of things that would kill you in real life or hurt you very badly.
Yeah.
And just, to hit a few of them, he hangs an induction heating iron on the doorknob that's made of brass. And it's glowing it red because it's just insane. He wets down the front steps to where they're ice. In the back steps, he tars the steps going down into the basement and puts nails up through it.
Yep.
And oh god,
He sets a bunch of ornaments by a window.
Yeah, a bunch of glass ornaments by the window. He puts these little micro machines. I know everyone don't really remember those because they're banned because kids ate them and died. But he puts them all on the floor right by the front door.
Yep.
He ties paint cans up on the ceiling so they'll swing down the stairs. He's got this place legit. Yeah. He's got an escape route to his treehouse with a zip line.
He's got pillows stuffed out with feathers and like a sticky type material hanging by the bedroom.
Yeah, saran wrap or something.
Yeah, something
with
that,
some kind of glue on it.
Yeah,
he can tar and feather him.
Yeah,
absolutely. Just builds this place up and then sits and waits. But even before that happens, we skipped a very awesome part. When he orders pizza.
Yep.
So he orders pizza. Pizza guy comes up. There's a statue in the front that just keeps getting ran over by everyone that pulls up.
Yeah. Yeah, every time you see someone trying to shove it back up.
So pizza guy runs it over, comes to the back, and there's a doggy door in the back door. And this is where the iconic movie that's played on the TV that until today I thought was a real movie called Angels with Filthy Souls. And that's what Kevin uses to communicate to the pizza guy. It's amazing. I just still can't believe that's not a real movie.
I mean, Chris Columbus, the director, he studied those early 30s and 40s films, and he nailed it. There's probably people out there that still believe it's a real movie, and they might listen to us and they'll go, "Oh."
Yeah. It doesn't take away from it, for me, because all these years watching it, I never, sought out trying to find that movie, but just leave it on the doorstep.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Yeah, and that pizza guy's like, calls him something.
Yeah, he's because it was like 11.
Cheapskate.
Yeah, it's like 11.80, and he gives him $12. He's like, keep the change, you filthy animal. And the pizza guy's like, cheapskate.
Yeah. And then that's it. Like, hey, I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your low life fucking carcass out my door. 1, 2, 10. He just starts shooting the Tommy gun. The pizza guy's like falling, trying to run away. Oh man. And that's the most iconic saying from all them movies.
Oh yeah.
From that same, and then in the second one, they do the same movie, but it's called Angels with Even Filthier Souls. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Oh man, but then they come back at 9, and that's just where the fun begins.
Yep.
Harry goes to the front door. Marv goes. Marv has a choice. He either takes the top door that has the doggy door, or he goes down the steps to the basement. So obviously he's gonna take the upper door into the kitchen.
Yeah.
So he sticks his head through the doggy door so he can see in the house, and Kevin's sitting there with a pellet rifle. And he's like, hey. He shoots him in the head. He falls back out. And what's he say there later on? He's like, the kid's sitting in the door with a rifle.
He's like, yeah, the kid's armed.
Yeah, that's right. And then he tries to go down to the basement, and he's watered down those steps, and they're ice. So he goes to go down, it slips and falls all the way to the bottom. Like, that right there would have ended you.
Yeah.
Like, and so he's laying down at the bottom because he just fell down like 12 stairs on the concrete bottom. Meanwhile, while Harry's up there, he's fighting to get up the steps. He's sliding, falling, grabbing handrails. He's all over the place. Gets up there and grabs the doorknob. Back to this. These people had money. Even the freaking doorknob had M on it.
Yeah.
For McAllister. Like, I don't know about you, but they don't sell that shit at Lowe's.
No.
So, like, he grabs it, and it basically brands M into his hand because it's glowing. And then he backs up, falls right back down the steps, and here they both laying there.
He's crawling over to the snow to put it out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Marv gets up. You remember, he just opens the door.
Yeah.
Like, it's unlocked. He's looking in there like, huh. He's like, Harry, I'm inside. Like, he goes and then starts to go up the steps, and he steps in that tar, and it like sucks the shoe off of him. Next step, takes the shoe off of him. Next step, takes the socks off of him. And then he gets up there to about midways, and that's where Kevin has that nail sticking up. And man, he steps straight down onto that nail, and it goes about halfway into his foot. And he's like, he falls all the way back down those steps. Oh God. And it's just, that's cringy. Like, you just know that hurt. Like, ramming that freaking nail. Oh my God. Oh, it's like your feet hurt thinking about it.
Yeah.
So eventually he gets back up, and he gets up the stairs, and like he gets back up from the stairs, and now he has no shoes, no socks, a hole in his foot, and he decides to go back outside because it ain't happening. So he goes through there, and that's when Harry's like, Marv, where's your shoes?
Oh, no, that's later. Harry busts through the back door, and when he busts through, that's when the flame catches his head on fire.
Yeah, that's where, because Marv goes through the window, remember?
Yeah, he goes outside and goes through the window, and then that's when because the window's already open for him.
Yeah, he's going around checking it, and the window slides open, and he sticks his head in, he looks around and makes sure there's nothing there.
And that part
like,
gets me too. He's in there and he's like, oh, okay. And then he slams his feet down. Like,
yeah, he didn't look down.
Well, I mean, who slams their feet down? Like, if I was climbing through a window, I'd like go easy. This man like
it's barefoot straight on them razor glass ornaments. That another thing, I don't know about you growing up, but I didn't have no glass ornaments. I had some cheap ass plastic ones that if he'd have stepped on them, it'd have just been like crunch, 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 crunch. So that must have been a rich thing.
Yeah, that was all rich people thing.
So like, that right there, that's ending you, son. Your day's over. Like, your feet is not only you've walked through freezing cold snow, you took a nail through it, and now they're sliced all to pieces.
I just lay there and just, you know what? I'm done.
So, it wasn't when he kicked in the door. That wasn't the flame part, right?
Well, so that's what he opens.
Because the flame was New York.
Well, it was in New York, but it happened in the first one too. I thought, didn't it?
Because one of them was a bag of tools.
That's it. The first one was a bag of tools because it comes down.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, because that would kill you.
Yeah, because he opens the door. And that's
yeah,
the tools.
Right. And it unzips the bag. It's like,
yeah.
Oh my God. Like, I've dropped a wrench laying under a vehicle onto my face, and that only fell like a couple inches and didn't feel good. I can imagine there's hammers and crosses and stuff that came out there and hit him in the head. Because Joe Pesci was short, and that was the standard door, so they had a good few feet to fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hit him, and then that's when Kevin's downstairs. And he's like, you better get me before I call the cops. Remember?
Yeah.
And he runs upstairs, and they run to get him, and they slip on the micro machines.
Yep.
And they're like, huh? And then he's upstairs, and he's like, I'm upstairs, and I'm scared. You better come get me.
Oh, that's why he's sitting at the stairs looking down at him. That's another famous line. He looks at him. He's like, you guys give up, or are you thirsty for more?
Yeah, I'm going to kill that kid. And then he runs upstairs and he throws in paint buckets down on the string. It hits him right in the face. I mean, oh Lord.
That was Marv and Harry. And that's where Harry loses his golden tooth too. Because Marv looks at him and goes, Harry, you're missing some teeth.
Yeah, because it hits Marv and it knocked him back down those stairs. And then he's like, oh, get him. And he turns around and the one hits Harry and he lands on top of Marv.
Yeah.
Like, Marv? That's it. He's got his mouth open. He's like, Marv? Or Harry, you're missing some teeth. I'm missing my gold tooth. I'm missing my gold tooth. I'm going to kill him. I'll kill him again. I'll kill him. And that's how he runs up there. And Kevin's in that room. On whatever flight this is. I don't know what level they're on at this point. It could be the basement, ground level, floor 1, 2, or 10.
Yeah.
Because then he gets tarred and feathered.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. Because
he runs out after the tar and feathering where he runs through there and like gets sick glue in his face. He's trying to peel that saran wrap off. And then he comes through and trips that tripwire and it turns the fan on.
And all that.
Marv's like, Harry, did you get in a fight with that chicken? But that's where they catch up to him. That's where
they finally catch up.
He gets messed up. He's trying to run up the stairs to the final level. And Marv jumps and grabs him by the leg. He's, Gary, I got him. I got him, Harry. And that's when Kevin reaches and Buzz has a pet tarantula. That earlier in the movie, in one of the parts, Kevin's trying to get the money to go to the grocery store. And Buzz has a stash of money. And when he's up there, he's climbing up the shelves to get it. And he
Yeah.
knocks down all the shelves in Buzz's room.
Destroys everything.
That spider gets, it just destroys it. The whole room just, it looked like a bomb went off. And he had that aquarium or whatever that had that spider in it. And it got free at that point. And it so happens that when he was trying to go up to the attic, that spider's chilling out on the stairs. Which, I hate spiders, so I've sided with Marv on this. I'd have lost my goddamn mind. He reaches over and grabs that big SOB and puts it right down on Marv's face.
And that's what, like, it was an actual real tarantula that they put on his face.
Yeah, and you were telling me his reaction was genuine. Like,
well, so that's
he was totally against.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it, and finally, spider? Yeah, he didn't want to do it at all, and he finally he agreed to do it, and they had to get it on one take. Like, if they didn't get the shot that they needed, he wasn't doing it anymore. So they did it, and that's the thing. He's not even screaming when we see it. Like, they had to add his screaming in. He mimicked his screaming. Because they couldn't alert the spider, because if it bit, like, it was a dangerous tarantula.
Well, yeah, I mean, I always see on those things, like, you know, YouTube, late night shows and stuff, when someone hands someone a tarantula, they're like, now be calm, you know, don't sudden movements, don't be loud and stuff like that, because you'll startle it and it'll bite you. So he puts it on there. He's like, ah! Harry's like, Marv, don't move. And he just starts beating the hell out of it with that crowbar.
Yeah.
Oh man, the spider like jumps off. Like, it's like, huh? And he's still beating.
He's like, boom.
Where's it at? Okay, did I get it? Did I get it? He grabs that crowbar from him and starts beating him.
How does it feel?
You like that? How's it feel? And then, of course, Kevin slides across the treehouse, and then that's where they get the bright idea that they're gonna, like, shimmy across to the treehouse. Remember when they get on the rope and they're like etching their way out through there?
Yeah.
And he's like, he looks down there, he's like, what's he doing? And he gets out of the fair garden shears. And he's like, go back! Turn around! And they're trying to go back and he cuts it. They swing into the brick house.
Yep.
But it's at that point that he had the plan to run across the road and call the cops.
Yeah.
But when he drops down in the basement of the other home, they've already robbed it, so it's flooded.
It's already like 2 feet or something off the ground.
Yeah, so like he doesn't, his plan's messed up at that point. And when he finally gets up the stairs, they're waiting on him. And they grab him, and remember they hang him on the coat hook on the door.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you think we should do to him, Marv? Maybe we should burn his face with an iron.
There he's like, I'll just bite each and one of his fingers and just bite them off.
Maybe we should put a nail in his foot. They're going through all the stuff that they just went through. And then the old shovel guy comes to save Kevin. He whacks him in the head with that big steel shovel. And all this at the same time, what is all going on is the mom is doing everything she can to make it back to him.
Yep, she finally got a flight back to America. And then she has to hop into a van with no other John Candy.
Yeah, was it America, or did she come into Canada? I think it's Canada, because they were a Canadian. Yeah, because they was a Canadian band.
Okay, it might be Canada.
Because, let's see, where did they live? Michigan?
They lived. Chicago.
Chicago. That's okay. Yeah, exactly. That's right. So it was a Canadian band because they were driving to Chicago from Canada to do a show,
Yep.
and so they were in a box truck.
Yep.
And John Candy, offers a ride to her, and she has to sit in the back while the band rehearses, driving down the road. But she gets back and gets Kevin. The police are arresting Marv and them. And then what's funny is once the family gets back, the dad finds Harry's golden tooth. Remember,
Yep.
he's like looking on the floor, and he's like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
And like he checks his teeth. Remember?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm not missing anything." And then, like, Kevin's telling his mom he loves him, stuff like that. And the movie's ending, and then you hear Buzz, "Kevin, what did you do to my room?" So, FOFR score for the first one.
I'm gonna give it 7.5, 7.5.
I'm giving it a 6.2.
Gotcha.
6.2. Like I said, you can't judge it for all those plot holes, but I feel like they could address some of them.
Yeah, that's true.
And like I said, we needed this one, but this is one of those rare movies where the sequel is way better than the original one.
That's right.